The demon lord, once the image of fear and chaos, ruled the world with immense power until the hero Irvin and his allies defeated him, to an era of peace. 5 years have passed since that day. Now the legendary hero Irvin stands in front of Frisia. He asks when she is free today. She replies that she might be busy all day. According to her, he is into her. However, she initially believed this was not real. She questions why a world-saving hero would be interested in an ordinary village girl like her. She reflects on Irvin, a strikingly handsome man now living as a celebrated hero, surrounded by tales of royalty courting him and elven beauties enchanted by his charm. He replies that if she is busy, he will simply watch her work. Frisia is shocked by this and asks if he won't find it boring. He replies kindly that being near her is his only joy. She remains stunned but returns to her work as customers begin calling for orders. Despite this, she feels it's rude. But she can't stand him for multiple reasons. The first one is the sneer and jealous murmurs from other girls. Suddenly, her father calls her and scolds her for working so diligently, pointing out that Sir Hero has come solely to meet her. Her parents' pressure adds to her dislike for Irvin. Together, they approach Irvin. Frisia's father and mother express deep gratitude toward him for visiting frequently. Irvin replies politely, saying he enjoys coming there. He then hands Frisia's father a sack of spices. Her father is stunned. These are legendary spices found only near the Demon Lord's castle. Frisia is also shocked and asks if it is expensive. Irvin replies that he can retrieve such spices any time, so they need not worry. He then says he has brought something for Frisia. He presents a ring and tells her he has longed to give it to her. Everyone is astonished by the silver-green sheen of the ring. It is so precious that an entire country could be purchased with it. Frisia, shocked, refuses to accept such an expensive gift. She adds that they are not even in that kind of relationship. Her father is offended by her hesitation. Others also yell at her for not accepting the gift. Irvin apologizes for causing a scene and says he will visit again. As he turns to leave, her father yells at her to see him off. She runs after Irvin. Once outside, he apologizes again, saying he had no intention of creating such a commotion. Frisia, though upset with her family, replies calmly. She tells him everyone gets excited when Sir Hero is around. Irvin responds that he wishes she would feel the same as others. Frisia reflects silently. At first she felt a thrill. It all seemed like a fairy tale, with a prince seeking out a princess. But she feels she has nothing to give in return for his kindness and feels ashamed. She believes it would be unfair to him if she accepted his feelings under these circumstances. Irvin turns, and their eyes meet. She is almost lost in his gaze when his voice brings her back. He calls her name. She denies hearing him, saying she was just spacing out. He chuckles softly. He then tells her that he is thinking of moving to the village. He says he wants to live in a peaceful place. She gently asks about his duties in the capital. He replies that with the demon lord defeated and monsters weakening, there is little to do. Then he admits he is only making excuses, as he simply wants to see her more often. Frisia is utterly shocked. She has never been in a relationship and wants to clarify her feelings. She blurts out that she has no intention of hanging out with him. Then she politely explains that they are too different and that there must be someone better suited for each of them. Irvin smiles cryptically, then suddenly grabs her shoulder and pins her gently against a tree. He humbly asks her who this better man could be. He vows to kill that man. Then he confesses his love to her. He expresses his desire to make her his at any cost. Frisia pushes him away and runs back to the restaurant, overwhelmed by his seriousness and intensity. She slams the door shut. Her father, unaware of her distress, happily asks about her time with Irvin, clearly supporting the idea of marriage between them. Frisia, anxious and angry, lashes out at her parents with harsh words, leaving them disappointed. She is too confused to explain her feelings and knows her parents would not take her side. She decides that she must leave the village and escape from him. As she thinks through her plan, she suddenly notices her hand. A ring glints on her finger. She screams in shock. Now she realizes that she has become the obsession of the most terrifying and troublesome person in the world. Frisia is mesmerized by the vibrant and lively view of Lutao town. After the terrifying encounter with Irvin, she left the village, confiding only in her best friend, Sui, about the incident. Lutao is a port town located in the Regulus Republic, a country known for its safety. The roads in Regulus are well maintained and heavily patrolled, minimizing the risk of monster attacks and making it a traveler-friendly region. Frisia has always dreamed of being a traveler and aspires to become a chef. She has already saved enough to explore and study different cuisines across the world. However, now she finds herself running rather than traveling. She wears gloves to hide the ring that refuses to come off. Her thoughts are consumed by Sir Hero, and although she has crossed the sea, she believes he will not be able to find her easily. As she is lost in these thoughts, she suddenly hears Irvin's voice. Seeing him before her, she becomes frightened and runs away. Irvin runs alongside her, speaking as though they are playing tag. Frisia, confused and alarmed, asks him why he is there. Irvin explains that he possesses clairvoyance, allowing him to find anyone he remembers, no matter where they are. He insists she should not travel alone, claiming it is dangerous for a girl to wander by herself. Frisia, furious, tells him that she does not want to see him. She accuses him of being terrifying and explains that she left the village because of him. She does not believe he truly loves her since he never listens to her. Hearing this, Irvin's expression darkens and a strange, ominous ball appears in his hand. She asks him about it, and he replies that her words have hurt him. And when that happens, something crazy emerges. He warns her that if she refuses to go on a date with him, he might drop the ball. Reluctantly, Frisia agrees, asking him to spare the town. Irvin becomes overjoyed at her acceptance. They go on a date and spend time wandering together. While sitting at a table, Irvin expresses his happiness, declaring that being on a date with the girl he loves makes him glad. Frisia, however, is deeply unsettled. She is with someone she fears and doubts whether he is truly a hero. She suspects that he is lying about his feelings and is merely using her, a simple village girl, until she no longer serves a purpose. Suddenly, Irvin grabs her hand and again confesses his love. Frisia, angered, demands that he first remove the magical ball. Without warning, Irvin throws the ball toward a random old lady. Frisia, horrified, becomes furious with him. Irvin calmly explains that the ball merely doubles the physical strength of anyone it hits. The grandmother, now energetic, replies that she feels so fine she could hop home. Frisia yells at Irvin, accusing him of tricking her. He responds nonchalantly, saying he never claimed he would destroy the town, and asserts that he is a hero who would never do such a thing. Frisia, enraged, prepares to leave. She declares her intent to go somewhere without him and orders him not to follow. Irvin remains calm, simply admiring how cute she looks even when angry. On her way, Frisia reflects on how Irvin has changed since their first meeting. She wonders if perhaps she has changed as well. While deep in thought, she hears the voice of a crying child. She approaches and learns that the boy is separated from his father. She reassures him, promising to help find his dad. When she asks where he might be, the child says he believes his father is in the forest. Though Frisia finds the idea frightening, knowing that forests are where monster encounters are most common, she suggests asking the guards for assistance. Suddenly, a guard approaches and tells her not to help the child and to simply ignore him. But the child runs off into the forest. Frisia cannot ignore a lost child, so she shouts and tries to stop him, eventually running after him. Exhausted from the chase, she decides to return to town. However, a fog settles around her, and she realizes she is lost. Panic sets in as she considers the possibility of encountering monsters. She recalls being teased for not being able to even kill a slime, thinking the worst. Then she hears the child's voice again. She rushes to him and apologizes for getting lost herself. The child mentions that he has found his father. Relieved, Frisia lets her guard down. But her relief is short-lived. They are not human, they are monsters. The child suddenly attacks her shoulder, and her eyes widen as blood begins to pour. The child reveals that his neurotoxin is potent. The father monster mocks her, calling her pure-hearted and therefore delicious. As the monster prepares to eat her, Irvin appears and slashes it in two with a single strike. The child monster, shocked, questions Irvin's identity and attacks with magic. Irvin's automatic shield activates, protecting him. The child, terrified, speculates that Irvin is one of the paladins and tries to escape. Irvin declares that he will not forgive anyone who hurts Frisia. He raises his arms, calling upon the heavens to lend him power. Holy magic surges forth, and he kills the child monster. Frisia watches him fight for the first time and realizes he is truly a hero, incredibly powerful. Irvin apologizes for arriving late and asks to see her wound. She complies and requests healing. He tells her he is not a skilled sage, but is capable of detoxification. She thanks him for saving her. Irvin explains that those monsters use illusions to lure and consume their victims. He adds that the townspeople are aware of this and that the illusions create a false sense of being lost. Frisia admits her lack of knowledge, and Irvin gently tells her that he is there to protect her and she only needs to keep learning. She resists his kindness, gazing at him with anxious eyes. As Irvin leans in to kiss her, a sudden sound interrupts them. They spot smoke in the distance. Irvin confesses that in his rage, he might have misused his magic and caused damage to the town. Yet he smiles, assuring her that his magic does not directly harm people and that he can restore any damage done. Terrified, Frisia runs away, declaring that he is too frightening. Irvin sits where she left him, deeply disappointed in himself for always ruining important moments. As he sulks, a large monster appears, mocking Frisia for being foolish and weak. Irvin's energy flares wildly. Overwhelmed with emotion, he joyfully proclaims that Frisia is his only reason for living. He vows never to let her go. Meanwhile, Frisia runs in fear, thinking that the look in Irvin's eyes is no different from that of a monster. Frisia sleeps peacefully, immersed in a pleasant dream where she is a chef. The warmth of the dream comforts her. As her eyes slowly open, she sees Irvin beside her. He casually greets her with a good morning. She screams so loudly that she tumbles off the bed. Irvin explains that his duties at the Empire ended earlier than expected, and he rushed to see her because he could not help himself. Still panting, Frisia anxiously asks about the lock on her room. She specifically chose a room equipped with a magical lock for her safety. Irvin chuckles and says that his unlocking skill is at its maximum, enabling him to open any lock in the world. Furious, she yells at him, accusing him of violating her privacy. She reminds him that his magic power does not give him the right to walk into a girl's room. She hurls insults at him. Calmly, he replies that performing the unbelievable is what defines a hero. She screams at him to shut up and demands to know if he has done anything wrong to her. Irvin giggles and says that as a hero, he would never harm her. She yells again, and he confesses that he only watches her all the time. Frisia becomes frightened and begins to cry. She pushes him out of the room. He expresses his desire to stay longer. As he leaves, she worries about her chastity. The fear of an unwanted pregnancy with the perverted hero overwhelms her. She believes she must take action before it is too late. The very reason she chose an expensive hotel with good security was to avoid such situations, but he still managed to break into her room. Suddenly, she realizes she is running low on money. The expenses have drastically reduced her savings. Walking along the streets of the provincial city Dyson, she feels lost. She never imagined traveling would be so costly. Now she needs a job. Amid her attempts to escape from the hero, she has found no time to study cooking. Even running is futile, he always finds her. On top of everything, the financial problem looms. She takes off her gloves and considers selling her ring. But then she remembers that it was a gift from someone important. Selling it feels wrong. Moreover, the ring will not come off. Resolutely, she heads toward a jewelry shop, determined to try. She explains her situation to the shopkeeper, describing the ring as greenish silver with a red gem, clearly expensive. But the shopkeeper says he sees no ring on her finger. Confused and anxious, she insists on its appearance. He replies that he still sees nothing and tells her to remove it if it exists. She tells him it does not come off. She came prepared to cut off her finger if necessary. She explains that the ring is made of orichalcum, a legendary mineral worth a fortune. The shopkeeper scoffs, mocking her. He says someone like her would never possess such a treasure. Bystanders join in, suggesting she must have been rejected and is now hallucinating. Frisia becomes furious and prepares to leave, declaring she will never return. Suddenly, a voice interrupts, and it is the store manager. She apologizes for her employees' rude behavior and asks to see the ring. She explains that she possesses magical skills that allow her to see hidden objects. Frisia agrees. The manager examines her hand and confirms the ring is enchanted with invisibility, visible only to the caster and the wearer. The ring also nullifies the sense of touch. She suspects a powerful entity may be sealed within it. The manager scolds the shopkeeper and demands that he apologize. Frisia, however, asks if the ring could be sold for a good price. The manager declines. The enchantment can only be broken by a caster of equal or greater strength. If Frisia is willing to cut off her finger, the manager might buy it at a low price, but she warns that the ring may be cursed, especially if it refuses to come off. Frisia's last hope shatters. Deeply saddened, she steps out. There she sees Irvin eating a burger. He cheerfully remarks that the city's food is delicious. Frisia questions him about the ring and tells him everything she has learned. Irvin responds that it is a valuable item and could make her a target for robbers. Furious, she accuses him of flaunting it in her village. He admits that he thought it would pressure her into accepting him, though it failed. He insists it serves as a protective charm. She asks why he is doing this to her and if he intends to destroy her dreams. He replies that he supports her more than anyone else and just wants to be close to her. She asks if he would leave her alone if she refuses. He says no, but he also hopes she loves him back. He enjoys even her resentful expressions and wants to give her everything, including wealth, fame, and a restaurant. He questions why she keeps rejecting him. She admits his arguments are logical but declares she wants to pursue her dreams independently. She wants to test her own abilities. She thanks him for saving the world and her life. She knows her family would want her to be with him, and she knows his feelings are sincere. But she doesn't love him, and pretending would be wrong. Irvin laughs, accepting her rejection. Still, he vows never to leave her. She proposes a solution to satisfy them both. He listens. She says that if she defeats him, she can prove she is capable of saving the world too. She declares she will gain her freedom and strength and halt her chef ambitions to train. He teases her, saying she cannot even defeat a slime. She screams that she is serious and wants to become a female swordsman. Irvin asks if she will be his if she loses. She agrees. He draws his sword, but she stops him, saying the fight will happen when she is stronger. He calls her selfish and asks when that will be. She questions how long it took him to defeat the Demon Lord. He answers 5 years. She says she will become strong in 5 years. He refuses to wait that long. She offers 4, then 3. He still refuses. Finally, she proposes 2 years and says she will accept the result. He bursts out laughing, surprised and delighted by her resolve. He says she is stronger than she thinks, and the only way he'll give up on her is if she eliminates him. She retorts that she'll only beat him. He agrees to give her time, but warns her, adding that he will not tolerate even a hint of weakness. She must honor her word. It is a match. Either she defeats him first or fall in love with him.